Greetings everyone, please come over to make sure everything's set on up. Okay, and that's good to go. Looks like everything is up. I think everything's good to go. Let me open my drink right here. And let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, first replay I have is this one right here. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Daisy Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the south side is the blue Greyfield guy, we have Greyfield. Spawn on the north side is the red Isabella, we got Jean Bat 13. When it comes to COs, Isabella is cost nerfed from the cartridge counterpart, has standing boarding cost to radius 3660. All units get a simple plus 20%, plus 10%. And of course, for her superpower, get plus 2 move range in all units, and indirect units get additional range. Basically, she becomes Jake with this nerfed version of her. And Greyfield, of course, been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, has standing boarding cost 3 radius 3660. All units get additional plus 10, plus 10. Transport and battlecopters and seaplanes get additional plus 10, plus 40%. Rigs and T-copters do cost 10 or 1,000 resources less, or 20% less, and seaplanes can be built from airports. Huh. That looks like it's been changed a little bit. Beforehand, it used to be increased cost of 16,500, but now it looks like it's no longer the case. For superpower, of course, all that global, but additional. Actually, yeah, there's been another rework here. Wait. Beforehand, it was plus 25% offense, but now, of course, does recover the fuel and material still. What's different? Gunboat landers, carriers gain in the CO zone. Oh, plus 1 movement. That's the new aspect. Okay, so those of Greyfield has been changed since the last time I cast from last week. So we do have plus 1 movement here. I think they just got done with a tournament, which makes sense. Don't do balance changes during the tournament, do it after the tournament. But it looks like all those units get plus 1 movement now. I'm not sure how that works. Works out. Guess we'll find out soon enough. So let's go and get started. Happy music versus evil music. This map is a 3-base map, 1 airport, technically 2 seaports, but they don't matter. I do think seaplanes having the cost reduction 1,500 back down to 15,000 to be normal is a good idea. To be fair, the reference they do set a pretty good in-between point between fighters and dusters, but I just generally believe in myself that dusters just need a cost reduction. They cost what, 13,000? I think they should be reduced down to 9,000. A drastic cost reduction. Guess after all, they can strafe infantry, but they don't one-shot them like, say, anti-tiers. So they're weaker than anti-tiers against infantry. While also they can engage battlecopters with impunity. But since that makes them effectively a counter battlecopter unit, which can occasionally strafe infantry units out of the units for a pitiful amount of damage. Which means their close competition would be anti-tiers, while they do have, of course, better movement and flying movement. But I think 9,000 matched battlecopters will be a good way. 10,000, that could be a good call as well. Right now, with this thing, 13k is just too much for dusters. since they are anti-battlecopter unit, as well as maybe a soft counter to bombers. Yeah, maybe against bombers, half the price. They don't one-shot bombers. So yeah, 10,000 maybe in reference to bombers would be a good idea. Oh, looks like he does delete the recon there. I don't know why. Maybe just to prevent the veterancy be donated on this tank. That might be why, but then again, that would be in range of this tank for counterattack, so... Actually, no, that wouldn't, because that would be on top of the platform. But does CO the tank there. I'm not sure if you're started from the start of the stream, but Greyfield has been adjusted. Has been reworked a little bit from the last week. I don't know how much you're in tune with that stuff either. We got more tanks here, 2 more tanks, so Greyfield's with 3. He may CO this tank here. Takes out an infantry unit. Yep, since you just got in the stream, he of course provides all this. The seaplanes no longer have a cost increase. So they're just now 1,500 or 15,000. And instead of plus 25%, they get plus 1 movement for those said units. So primarily the superpower got adjusted, as well as seaplanes just now normal. Tank on the left side. 8-year bike and infantry. CO tank just falls back up north. With 2 tanks here, she does need another reinforcing tank. Maybe battlecopter. She does have 1,500. I'm curious. Yep, Duster's still 13. Mech battlecopter. Infantry bike. Battlecopter, artillery, and infantry. We do have 2 mechs over here, and of course another tank and battlecopter. Oh, battlecopter ruffles way to the left. But it was a very silent Swoy. Another battlecopter, another mech, so it's like a bit of a human mechapede being established. Does take out the infantry there, trying to flip the property, but luckily there's some mountain Jaegers there. Sorry, I've been playing a little of Warno and other wargame games, so Agion games primarily. So I'm getting some terminology from that. Battlecopter infantry. Tanks rotating down back south. Another ain't here. Which does come to base skip. Another tank. So the human mechapede has been broken. Does take out an infantry unit there. Bikes, infantry. Nothing stopped the tank just yet. Battlecopter heading down south. We've got battlecopter here. Maybe another battlecopter. This tank should perhaps eye the 8 here, but the tank did get surrounded. But could be set free. It's not any real threat this turn either way, so taking out an infantry unit as opposed to taking out a bike is not a bad idea thing. Does the bike though. Number of good picks here for Greyfield. Another tank. T-copter, tank, infantry, and tank. Does take out the 8 health infantry. Bike did sack itself. Tank, and anti-air. Battlecopter roughing over the left. Battlecopter strikes Battlecopter. Peppers up that Battlecopter more tails. Take out the Battlecopter entirely. We do have a tank here that can range the tank, and the anti-air can range the Battlecopter. Greyfield's at 7 energy. Isabella's at 0 energy. Tank, artillery, and bike. Takes the Battlecopter, of course. Takes out the veteran infantry. Tank hits tank from the city. Of course, letting this Battlecopter hit that tank is not a good idea because a full health anti-air is in region, and a 5 health tank can only do so much damage versus to a full health anti-air on a road. Battlecopter, tank, double infantry. Takes out the bike there. T-copter drops off the infantry. Does get some good damage there. Does finish off the tank, but there's a 6 health anti-air now, which will get a good shot on that Battlecopter. Another tank here. Does take out the anti-air. Battlecopter, tank, and tank. It looks like he does commit a base skip this turn. Greyfield's being a little idle here. Decent number of mechs and good reserve of tanks. Does take out the full health tank. Does hit the Battlecopter. Tank hit strikes tank. Isabel gets a nice even 24 energy. Of course, 25 would be odd. Gunboat has been pulled in the field. More expensive than the T-copter, and a little bit less useful as the game goes on, but is conveniently available for the infantry unit. The income loss is probably not too great, but at least T-copter can still be useful later on. Does hit a good number of units there. Does take out that tank. Mech ready to be loaded up in the T-copter. Meteorite down to 10 HP. Which clearly 10 means maximum health, right? Anti-air. Oh, 1 health anti-air managed to finish off the 2 health Battlecopter. I suppose the extra veterans in the CO zone did help out. Battlecopter, infantry, tank, and another mech. Good number of bikes on this region. Does finish off the anti-air with the Battlecopter. The 9 health tank, of course, can hit the command tank, but that's probably not a good idea. 2 infantry hits the 1 health, or now 2 infantry. Those 2 tanks, oh, does not double tap that tank, just strikes a 1 then merges. Seaplane, infantry, bike, and tank. We'll probably need to get out a rig relatively soon to help resupply the seaplane. Seaplanes are nice and all, but the biggest limitation, of course, is their fuel and ammo, which simply lacks both. Infantry anti-air seaplane. Mech battlecopter and anti-air this turn. The right flank still just pretty much idle, so Greyfield's command unit is worthless this entire game right now. Isabella has her superpower available. No tanks utilize the... what's it call it? Or artillery utilize plus one maximum range, but all of her infantry over here will love the +2 movement. Her superpower can really change the flow of this part of the flank. Mechs do push forward 1, 2, 3, 4, so they can range this line here if the front line, of course, gets disintegrated. Greyfield should keep in mind if he's not planning to push forward in this flank, pull back all the assets, armored assets away from the mechs by 1 tile. Assuming he cannot get the CO tank. There's a C here, so it's going to be a bit difficult. Looks like he won't even touch it once. Seaplane's already down half of its fuel. He needs a rig. Tank. Tank and anti-air. Pops superpower. Joins the 1 health tank and the 8 health tank. Which it will get repaired up next turn, but will save a bit of money on repairs. Not like a 1 health tank will do much. Does strike the seaplane for quite a bit of damage. 3 health tank does get trapped. Tank. And the infantry mechs do not push forward on this flank. Tank. Seaplane has 6 health, is enough health to get some work done. We do have another anti-air in the region. Does strike the battlecopter, does sack 3 health tank. Tank, seaplane, infantry, and commits a base skip. So it looks like the seaplanes are being viewed as disposable. This thing has 14 fuel, now 0 ammo. It is done for. First sign he can get is try merging this seaplane here. It will give penance of fuel, but also get a decent refund. Because right now this is only a mobile fuel platform. Here's what I want to see done with that 4 health seaplane. This can move there. And this can move the same tile. Move the healthy seaplane into range of this seaplane, and then merge the 4 health seaplane there to get a refund. There's also an artillery piece where I specified what I was testing out, but that should still be usable. Get 6,000 funds restored. Yep. That's 1 whole artillery piece. Which got him a rocket. Tank, infantry, and rocket. Rocket's probably a good idea to help break the stalemate. Anti-tanks would not be a good idea. There's too much infantry mechs nearby. Huh. A relay of seaplanes and you join them together just to get the fuel and partial refund. Is that a good strategy? It's like Zhao Titong, but Greyfield edition. What if there's sort of strategy right there? Which could also donate veterancy. You take the wounded seaplane and start some funneling into other seaplanes. There could be some sort of strategy there. But it reminds me of a couple years to withdraw and refit before that got removed from multiplayer. It's such a fun ability. Really overpowered. That tank does take quite a bit of damage here, but look, there's a 9 health tank nearby to merge into it. But right now, Isabel probably just need more anti-airs. This is 6 health anti-air now. This anti-air is out of range of the battlecopter. Pulls back the 1 health CO tank. Keeping alive means the dirt cheap platform to pop your CO power. Is that good or bad thing? Duster, tank, and tank. It looks like Isabel will commit a base skip. Seaplane is down to 14 fuel, 1 ammo. No rig. There may be a seaplane being deployed out this turn. Whoops. Menu does indeed work. Tank anti-air. So no seaplane. West T-copter is kind of screwed. No rig, 9 HP, no T-copter to be combined with. No. Actually got this T-copter here. Unless you're talking about a different T-copter? Medium tank. The seaplane once again does get sent down to 4 health. It has efficiency 2, so a replacement seaplane. Yep, I think the seaplane's in range to join right there. And it looks like Greyfield's gonna make his advance over on this flank, strike some units. Anti-airs get some good work done. There's no battle copters region, so anti-airs just are anti-infantries. Number strikes in the front line. That'll strike the mech there with the tank. Another tank there. And Greyfield's tank here is actually low on fuel. Does strike the couple of those units there. Does take up the anti-air there. Strikes the artillery in the back line. Gets that tank a couple times. Hit the infantry bike. Tank does hit tank over here. Battlecopter hits the same tank. You have a duster. Does hit the tanks together. I'm pretty sure in Days of Ruin you can join 2 10 HP units for the fuel. Here, when he says turn, I'll see if I can't do the command myself. I know in Advanced Wars 2, and I think Dual Strike you couldn't do that. Bomber, double infantry, tank. I'm even just having trouble trying to do the... There we go. Looks like, maybe not. Oh. That T-copter is somewhat close to the airport, so go start making its way there, or just get our rig. To be honest, the mounted seaplanes have been on the field. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to go for a rig, help rig the game. Both for the resupply and the temporary airport. Got it. So one still has to be damaged. I could have sworn you can join stuff in later games, but maybe that are full health just to split the ammo and fuel, but that may not never been the case. Oh, superpower activated. Bomber charges way forward, artillery falls back. Infantry spurts along to the shoreline. Mech hits the tank. Tank hits tank. Tank hits anti-air. Anti-air hits anti-air. Tank hits bike. Medium tank does strike the anti-air. Duster finish off the anti-air. Mech hits anti-air. Anti-air hits anti-air. Tank reaches around. Anti-air hits infantry unit. Infantry unit goes down to a tank. Seaplane isn't range the Duster, of course, has increased capabilities of increased defense and offense. Battlecopter, bike, and tank. Right now, Graves at 108, Isabel's at 149, so they're still pretty even. Grayfield's of course player 2, gotta add his day-to-day funds into it. ATR does strike the bomber, softening up a little bit. Well, the Teacopter's going to join that time, but not. Seaplane hits the tank there, not the Duster, so Duster can get a good shot off on the Seaplane, not to mention E-tier as well. The Seaplane has 2 ammo, so he could bleed off ammo for the E-tier here if he wants to. But with the 4 health E-tier and Duster nearby, they can easily finish off 2 shots either way. Does sack the unit there. Oh, the max offense, the extra defense did not, so he did actually bleed off the ammo, was important, and the extra force of defense there resisted extra damage there, so bleed off the ammo was good. I forgot about the extra defense because it's Grayfield. Grayfield does have his superpower available, so he can resupply the seaplane, but it's at 2 health. Probably depending on another seaplane joined them together to be a good idea to save the Veteran Sea. Joins the tanks together. Mech hits the tank. Another seaplane. No seal power from Grayfield. Relocates the 1 health mech. Another tank. Duster strafes the bike there. We got 2 profits down here, still despicably neutral. 22,000 for 23,000. 108 versus 112, so they're still pretty even. But those 2 properties neutral. There's another property somewhere else on the map that's also still despicably neutral. Since right now there's odd number captured. Oh, this property here. ATR, tank, and tank. Oh! Seaplane crashed, didn't it? That could have been entirely avoidable. Joins the seaplanes together. We got a decent refund, and not to mention resupply the other teacup who actually does need fuel as well. Yep. Isabel's pulling back on this flank. Tank artillery. Oh, and quest for a draw. And Grayfield does not want to draw. And we finally got a rig, tank, and tank. Grayfield serve 143 versus 155. Bomber does make his way back to the airport. 2 ammo, 49 fuel, 7 health, so 1 turn of resupply is not bad. Don't think it'd be a good idea to do 2 turn resupply. Duster's actually need a little bit low on fuel, so maybe a good idea to go for a rig. We do have a rig and a missile. The missile knows where it's at, or knows where it's not. And he does park the seaplane next to the rig. He's also building a temporary seaport. Remember, you can no longer do ambush spawn ships, so best not complete that. We got another rocket infantry and bike. Anti-air artillery and bike. Resupplies the T-copter. Tank. Tank and infantry with another tank. Isabel is just pushing way forward. Tank, and double bike, and a battlecopter. Should keep on getting more seaplanes and one additional rig to keep the sink going. Possibly. Right now he doesn't actually need any additional rigs. He has a superpower available, so you can always get a one-time resupply for them. That's the nice thing about the seaplane play. You have an out for the low capacity. There's also some range of the seaplane though. It's a good shot on the seaplane. I'll take a look into it. If it's a replay, you can just send it all to my email in the description. Seaplane heading back down south, another seaplane here, out of range of this seaplane. It's on a 10 fuel, so have 5 fuel next turn. And looks like Greyfield does go ahead and resign there. A little anticlimactic there. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oh, was the same map. Oh well. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web, not by Web, Days Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the south side is the blue Snowwind. We got Sahyaki. Well, I butchered that name well enough. Spawn on the north side is the red Will. We got Jean Bat 13. Will, of course, is unchanged from the cartridge counterpart. Has standard boarding cost to radius 3660. All units get additional +10/+10. Direct ground units get additional +20% offense. Of course, for his superpower, get additional +2 movement range for the direct ground units. Snow Wind's of course a custom CO, has a standard boarding cost, only one radius, 36 to 60. I sort of refer to as a paratrooper CO. Unloaded units in the CO zone gets 1 health recovery and fuel ammo as well, which then to go quite well with seaplanes. Air units get additional +30/+30, so very good for seaplanes. Your first infantry or mech unit can be forward deployed adjacent to your CO unit. She has both a power and superpower, both cost the same cost, so choose one situation. In this here, you get a fire for black bomb and large communication of value, or you get to forward deploy your entire army. That's not naval units. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. Man, you could just paradrop a battleship right there. She made a CO infantry unit, it's not too uncommon. It'll help her with deploying stuff out quickly and more forwardly. Oh yeah, she could just quickly resupply that recon, no problem, by COing on top of HQ. And then stick around the infantry unit, bit of escort. 4 health for recons, not super great. 5 health is still okay, but not super fantastic. What we need is the recon's health to get up to 12, I think. Bike infantry. See how there, this infantry unit did get forward deployed from this base here. Imagine if CO had a ability where his units can be repaired up to a health of 12. That just sounds a little bit stupid, but you pull out a 10, but then you get resupplies up to 12. Would that be a more balanced come-by? I don't know. Would that mean also defense stars will get increased effectiveness? I wonder if that could be a custom CO in Tiny Wars. Probably not. Looks like this mech got forward deployed, however, it was done before moving the infantry unit around, so I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. Could be on purpose. Could be lack of planning. Does forward deploy another mech. And this recon will remain here, so Ronry. Does got that unit there. Battlecopter, forward deployed mech and bike. And committed base skip. We got a nice even 10 energy. Bike did not take a shot against that mech. Tank infantry and anti-air. There have been strange COs and Commander Wars that treat 10 infantry units attacks like if they're 12 infantry. I'm not familiar with Commander Wars. Oh, is that one of the indie games? I think that you may reference an indie game. There's also like, did they say the Battalion Wars, like on the Wii, is also part of the Advanced Wars universe, but I'm not sure. Can't remember where I read that. Infantry, bike, and another forward deployed mech, another forward deployed mech. Mech does strike the tank. Could merge some of those wounded mechs together, like 3 health mech and 2 health mech to get another 5 health mech. Decided just to interrupt the capture though. Does take out the 5 health mech, hits the command infantry unit there, but that's a pretty disposable unit. You have a battle copter here, which of course can get booster strikes and defense, plus 30%. Will's already up to 58 energy. Right now, the only units in the CO zone that can strike is this battle copter, but 2 damage is quite feasible. If he wants to pull his superpower out this turn. Another tank, another forward deployed mech, another tank. Oh, looks like there'll be no CO power deployed this turn. Tank, and mech. Does take out the infantry unit there. Another forward deployed mech, another tank. Right now, she does have 3 tanks up here in the battle copter, another tank in reserve. Will only has 2 tanks. This one could go this way. Remember, also with the superpower, he can pop anytime to really help him blitz over here. Right now, they're similar value, 94 versus 87, so Will's only slightly behind. 21,000 versus 19,000 income as well. Battlecopter, mech, infantry, and tank. Tank does hit tank. Tank does go down. Does hit that infantry unit there. Of course, in the range of this tank, but got more tanks in reserve. Another 4 deployed mech, I believe. Battlecopter and artillery. 113 versus 195. Pop superpower. Tank strikes tank. Mech blitzes. Or sprints across the mountain. He did not skip a leg day. Picks off the infantry unit there. Interrupts the capture. Fully stops the capture. Tank does get surrounded. Did not finish off that 1 health engineer there. Joining captures here. Anti-air hits the mech. This anti-air could be struck by multiple mechs next turn. Nope, he does have a nice little escort. Maybe it'll be hit by 1 mech if this spike goes down. Taking out 4 health infantry or 4 defense star infantry now is likely going to be easy. That was not an interrupt. Remember, it's already at 14 capture progress. Now it is been interrupted. Does take out the tank there. Got 2 anti-airs in this region. This UF anti-air can strike, or maybe not anymore. This anti-air can swing around and strike the back of the battlecopter. Does take out the battlecopter there. Battlecopter strikes the tank. Finish off the tank there. Will's tank's up to 0 energy right now. Snowwind's course at 0 energy. Fresh CO'd battlecopter. Battlecopter, anti-air, infantry, and commits a base skip. 4 deploys a mech. Does not finish off the tank there, so that 2 health tank will be a 4 health tank, which should be able to take out the 2 health tank. But could be shelled by the artillery. Oh, gets machine gunned down. That capture can be interrupted by the battlecopters. And the 6 health anti-air could strike the 2 health tank. It's the unit up here. We only had 9 capture progress. Does take out the tank there. Takes out the tank there. Does not interrupt the capture. I don't think I agree with all that movement. I think this the anti-air could have took out the 2 health tank and one battlecopter could have interrupted the capture. Battlecopter, bike, and mech. Does the battlecopter there, picks off the battlecopter, could forward deploy mech. Can't forward deploy the mech anymore. Requires it to be adjacent. Medium tank, battlecopter, double bike. Tank does go down. Does take out the recon. Artillery is in range of the command tank, and the 5 health mech can get a follow-up shot. There's battlecopters pretty close by as well, the freshly spawned one. And looks like Will's going to claim this southern part of the map. Will's taking a pretty good advantage right now. Yep, this battlecopter strikes, so the mech is not really needed. So I think Will's tank could go down this turn. Gets sent down to 1 health. Infantry unit gets finished off the medium tank and allowing the 5 health mech to finish off, so the mech was still needed. Anti-air gets struck. This probably could be flipped. So no one does have 22,000 guns, 20,000. But number of parts still despicably neutral. Tank, battlecopter, infantry, and 4 deployed infantry. Does take out that unit there. We do have another tank, bike, mech. It's keeping 7,000 funds in the bank. Snow Wind right now is at only 19 energy. She's getting close to a +1 expansion zone. Making some great progress in the center, that's for sure. Double taps a battlecopter and then falls back. Okay, one a tiny bit of power charge. Sacks itself on a 9 health mech, or is now 9 health mech. Strikes that battlecopter again. Right now she does need some more tanks this region. Tank does receive a bit of damage. Duster, tank, double infantry. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Does pepper off that battlecopter with a tank. 4 deploys a mech there. Double stacks the defense in front of it. Good number of hits in the center. When it comes to hitting this battlecopter with one of these anti-airs, to take out this mech or this bike there. Problem is, this unit... actually, no. What this anti-air could do is move first, and then take out one of these units, and the follow-up anti-air can take on the battlecopter itself. So will can strike that battlecopter. It's a good hit there. Does send it down to 1% health. Medium tank hit the anti-air. Duster pose a bit of a problem. And the battlecopter hit something else. Let the anti-air just ward away the duster. A lot of resupplies there. Does not send units into the battlecopter from the CO zone. Does the CO tank there. Takes on the anti-air, peppering up a little bit of everything. Could have got some CO power charge there. Oh! Forward deploys infantry unit on the island that Will has not gotten either, so able to obtain that as well, which is very nice. The battlecopter is quite wounded. Will take a bit of time to get resupplied. Might be a good idea to just join it. Tank and tank. He does hit that mech there. Another duster, bike, infantry, and infantry. Tank, duster, bike, and mech. Joins those battlecopters together. Does not finish off the mech, leaving it at 1% health. This bike currently has 1% health. Tank, anti-air, and battlecopter. Let's check out the 1% infantry unit there, getting the tank efficiency 1. Gunboat, battlecopter, mech, bike, and infantry. Infantry and medium tank. If no one's able to get out black bomb, she can nuke this entire formation in the center. Those are the 48 energy as well, so he's also pretty close to his own superpower. No one may be able to get her superpower available this turn. She just needs to park her dust in the same spot. Luckily, got a sea tile and mountain tiles to help out with that. This is dust, I mean battlecopter. Maybe parking on top of this mountain here would be good. Then she'll block off here and strikes himself in front of her. 4 is the infantry unit over there. rocket. There's nothing in front of the rocket, is there? Oh, the bike can't range it. And Will's tank here can range a rocket, but that could be bait. Looks like it's not to push for. That's probably some sort of form of bait. Of course, poor meteorite does go down. This meteorite has 38 health. And this is normal plasma, so will go away along with the meteorite. Tank, and mech. Maybe Snowball needs to get out a missile at the current rate. Artillery, battlecopter, and bike. Missile, tank, and tank. Of course, the game's getting a little bit stally at the moment. This heat here is exposed. Maybe Snow could try front shifting with the Air-Lease aircraft and providing some air support in this region, which could give her superpower. A lot of good hits up here. Right now, she just probably needs to squeeze out a little bit of energy. And then the Black Bomb would just simply nuke this formation. You can always do it. It will probably be a bit of time before I actually get a scheduled upload. After all, so I have a backlog of videos even before the server went down, before it gets put in the public, just to get everything to queue. Because right now, also, I just need to take time to sit down and schedule a lot of my videos. I have about 300 videos across all the games. I just need to take time and schedule releases and make thumbnails and all that sort. Even though I do have a template and reuse thumbnails, still. I probably just need to hire somebody to just be a video scheduler for me. Does get some good shots there. Does get the ET here. Bomber mech, not forward deployed since the battlecopter is fully surrounded. And infantry. Does take out infantry unit there. Just gonna try for a temporary airport. Of course, it's something nothing more permanent. That's something temporary. Does take some good hits there. Medium tank, medium tank. Does take out the bike. Good shot there on the tank. Hits the bike. Snow Wind now has a superpower available. Yep, I think the superpower is a good indication of that. Will it be the Black Bomb, or will it be the forward deploy the entire army? Maybe save up some monies for a forward deployed army. If nothing gets bought in the field, we know what superpower is going to be. Bomber bike, double base skip. Will's turn. Get some good hits there. Hits the bike twice. Will he take out Snow Wind's battlecopter? Remember, it has extra defense. The extra offense does knock it out. Let's take out the battlecopter there. Too late now. Yeah, I see her dead. Tank does hit the tank. Tank does hit the tank. Tank hits tank. Wilk's making some good progress. 186 of 146. So it's about 2 turns advantage. But Snow Wind's army is in range. Anti-air infantry. Of course, the extra defense is not going to help out Snow Wind. It's a Duster. Mutant gets anti-air, but thanks to the force, power, and veterancy, had a lot of extra defense. And Snow Wind's attack here was not very good. Counterattack. I think that even just that little bit extra global defense paid dividends. Recon, bike, and medium tank. And the missile destroys a bomber. The missile knows where it's at, for knows where it's not. Takes out the rocket. Will could get enough power charge for a superpower this turn. Doesn't take out the mech there, so Duster could not hit the Duster, though does strike the bomber. Will's up 50 energy. HQ is not a threat. Missiles walking down the airport. Will he mangs it and build an aircraft there? Tank. Strikes a bit of everything. No knockout shot. Medium tank battlecopter, and he did. Takes out the bomber, takes out that unit there. Medium tank gets a medium tank, pops superpower, takes out the bomber. Mech strikes that unit there. Medium tank. I think putting some units around the HQ, or that's probably not really feasible, honestly. 2 1-health Dusters. Yep, I think right now Snow Wind is done for. Medium tank, and infantry. And Snow Wind does resign there. That's Anne Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Let's see. Not sure how much time I have left. Could be 1, it could be 2 replays. Let's see. This should be good. Yeah, seeing how the link of this replay, it's probably going to be the last one for tonight. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advance Wars Days Ruin Tiny Wars replay. So on the left side as a green Judy, we got Siler SK. So on the right side as a dark gray Tasha, we got Evil Ange. When it comes to this, these COs, of course, Tasha's been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 1 radius, 3660. All units get plus 10/10. All air units get additional plus 40% offense, plus 20% defense, and what's new is plus 2 movement range. Superpower, plus 4 movement range. Judy's, of course, a custom CO, has reduced boarding cost of 30%, 3 radius, no expansion, no energy, no power, no superpower. Day, plus 20% offense, plus 10% defense, and get 30% salvage. So, let's get started. Infantry, new monster. Yep, just infantry in this right now. So 3,000 money, so 2 infantry units. Tasha's now at 5,000 and 2 bases, so she could go for double bike. Judy has claimed her 3rd base, so she could go for, and 6,000 income, so she could go for triple infantry or double infantry and a bike. Does go for a bike. And double infantry. 6,000 funds with Tasha and cross 2 base. Double bike, maybe recon infantry. Double bike. Judy has 7,000 funds. She could go for tank, but be double base skip. Double bike infantry. Tasha will have 9,000 funds this turn, so she can go for tank infantry. Triple bikes. Judy has 10,000 funds this turn. Maybe tank double infantry. Tasha will have 11,500. She could go for tank, but which side would she go for? On counter here, or counter from here? Or maybe be aggressive over here. Oh, artillery bike infantry, was not expecting that. Could have gone for double bike as well, but did not. Bike, tank, and infantry. Tasha, or as Judy did, park her tank on top of the HQ, so that could be CO'd. She will have 13,000 funds this next turn. Tasha has 15,500 funds to bank, so a lot of things should go for, including the medium tank. Artillery, tank, and bike. CO's tank. Strikes infantry unit. Bike, artillery, and tank. Anti-air. Join some units together. Another pair of tanks in anti-air. Tasha's captured this airport. She's maybe going to be eyeing Battlecraft next turn and get CO'd. Tank, bike, and tank. She will have, Tasha next turn will have 24,000, so she could file a bomber next turn. Duster, bike, bike. Judy goes for Duster to counter up Tasha's soon-to-be CO unit. Tasha's, everything around her involves around air units. Unless she's just going to ignore air units, she's just going to get a simple +10/+10 one raise, which is not very good. Does go for Battlecopter. Bike, infantry, and tank. Artillery, Battlecopter. And it's 2,000 funds left, so probably another infantry. Does the infantry up north twice. Trying to flip that city. Takes out the infantry in there. Could start threatening the comm tower. Artillery and infantry just trying to keep this area held. Judy hasn't got too much salvage this game, only some. Multiple battle cards have been put up by Tasha. Does have the first one not sealed, but you can go seal in this one, park next to this first one. Get that one boosted as well. Interrupts the capture. It might be best to pull the tanks back away from the Battlecopter. Plus, these forces are about to get cut off and flanked. Tasha's lacking basically so any a bit of AT in the center as well. Does go ahead and pull back, very nice, but all of them are on roads. Does CO the Battlecopter there. Tank, and bike. Makes good progress north. Does take out a number of tanks here, going for value engagements for the salvage. But two of these tanks, both these 9 tanks are in range to some artillery pieces. Tasha will have a good turn next turn. Got a missile here, so that has to be avoided at all costs by the Battlecopters. And there's enough frontline units here. I think the Battlecopters just migrate up north right now, just avoiding the range of the Duster. I think it's meant to help keep this area safe from the Battlecopters. But yeah, it might be a little too early, but if she's just if Judy's trying to be defensive over here, that's one way to keep it safe from all the Battlecopters. Yeah, both sides actually do have quite a bit of indirects. Got, of course, a couple artillery here, or a couple of artillery down here, rocket and missile. But the terrain is working to Drew's advantage down south. For Tasha, artillery, of course, are a bit exposed at the moment. When I say a bit, I mean entirely. Going to get Judo get a good amount of salvage this turn. Those artillery units, only one gets struck, the other one is remain healthy and is in range of one of the healthy tanks. No interior to stop that duster though. Let's take out a tank there, take out that tank there. Battlecopter's heading more north, very good. Needs anti-tiers. Duster from the south. Anti-tier, and mech. Does until the capture. Now Judy's at 25,000, Tasha's 24. This map does sport an odd number of properties, with this one dead center. Battlecopter, anti-tier, tank, and tank. Two rockets, two artillery. That is a lot of indirect. That can zone out this region quite easily. Looks like Judy's in a great position, 182 versus 122. Tasha has not really been able to use her aircraft really at all. Does surround her battlecopter. Well, she does have a good number of tanks up of a frontline wall for this down here as well. Let's see if the battlecopter does strike the battlecopter directly. A couple of dusters in the region, or not dusters, anti-tiers. One thing Tasha could do is move her battlecopter to where Spike is. Then she get a boost or a CO charge from this strike here, CO charge on the duster. Looks like she does do that. Does not take out the veteran duster, does take the battlecopter, of course. Duster strikes duster, battlecopter strikes battlecopter, and thanks to +1 CO zone, she got a booster strike there, putting up to 41 energy. What's her superpower? Sonic Boom? That may help her crack this region down here. I think she needs to start pumping out battlecopters and get ready for a Sonic Boom. And no, I'm not referring to the rock and roll Sonic version cartoon. Tank and anti-tier. Does take out the anti-tier, and looks like her duster does, battlecopter does go down. She can reseal something on this HQ here. Duster, tank, and artillery. Seals tank. Takes out that unit there. Boost battlecopter does strike the tank there, taking it out. Anti-air takes out the battlecopter. Does hit the tank there. Tasha already got the 17 energy. Duster could be struck by this Anti-air next turn. More areas play Guile's theme at a loud volume. It has more air units, so might as well start playing some Ace Combat music. I heard Ace Combat 8 got announced. I was not exactly impressed by Ace Combat 7. I played the crap out of Ace Combat 6. The mission design, overall I think Ace Combat 6 was a better game because the mission design was just far superior. And Assault Horizon just sucked. It does still get +10/+10, but it does make it safer. Plus you can use the CO power without having to worry about using the aircraft. And she got a good power charge there. 50 power charge, the tank is working. Tank is still a tank. Double tank and mech. Though she needs to go for more aircraft now since her power charge is so high. War tank. Tank hits tank. The missiles over here. I suppose that is, of course, what the aircraft is. Tasha needs to get out some more aircraft. Tasha will get enough power charge for her superpower next turn. We got Anti-air in range of the battlecopter from the CO zone, so she, in theory, can actually deploy her superpower next turn, but will only be able to support 2 aircraft. Tank does hit tank. Does at least get the power charge. Hits the duster. Hits the duster. I want to see at least a battlecopter this turn. Does strike the artillery. The problem is a second 7,000 fun unit to hit a 6,000 fun unit. Does hit Judy's tank there. I don't think that charge down south is good. And no aircraft. Another war tank, bike, and duster. Dusters right now that Judy has 3 dusters in the field and a missile. That's way too much. There's only currently 1 battlecopter, 1 duster for Tasha, so her not deploying any air units is making Judy waste funds on things that's not needed. Got a rig to help rig the game. Parks the duster next to the rig. It is down to 25 fuel. Another war tank, medium tank, and regular tank. A straight of tanks. Yeah, Judy right now is in such a commanding position. 131,000 versus 131,000, so it has 100,000 value. And I mentioned she has 31,000 income versus 18. At this current rate, Judy will win quite handily. I think an anti-tank would be better down here, but I don't think Tasha can really afford it. Not sure. She's not been too agile herself. I think the War Tank's been moving around more than she has. Another War Tank, another Duster, double bike. Pops the Sonic Boom. Duster shows strike the Duster, does not take it out. Duster's out of range of the Duster. Battlecopter strikes the War Tank for a decent amount of damage. Battlecopter mech infantry, and of course artillery did base block. War Tank, Tank, and Battlecopter. Does take out one War Tank. Another mech. Let's got a human mechapede heading down south. Here's some strafe that human mechapede. Tank, anti-air, and battlecopter. Does deploy the temporary airport instead of the map. Does hit the artillery, strikes the War Tank, regular tank joins. Artillery rotates around, anti-air rotates around. 17 energy for Tasha's superpower, that's not going all too well. Yep, this game's ultimately over. Right now, Judy has 35,000 income. Tasha only has 14, so she can hardly even afford battlecopters. As of right now, it looks like Tasha can't even move anything off the base. She has to sack one of these units, probably the 2 lane here. Battlecopter from the minimum range of the missile. The missile may just want to try to get in range of the airport to lock it down. Of course, the Duster needs to start strafing that battlecopter. That tank on top of the base got sent down to 1% HP. Medium tank ain't here. Of course, with all the salvage in this region, Drew's getting a lot of extra income. Not like that really matters at this moment. Does like a CO tank there. Missile just need to push a little bit forward to lock down the airport. Not like Tasha can really afford it to build anything there. Tank, war tank, and bike with another Duster. There's nothing much for me to say. This game's ultimately over. Does pick off that another CO tank. The base is powered. Does get surrounded at least. Tank, war tank, and battlecopter. Tasha's down to 5 units. Make that 6 and 7. And looks like Tasha finally resigned. Is angry, saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As mentioned before, that's shall be my last replay for tonight. This is